Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. This is the Fall of Oriath beta, wave number 2. So Act 8 got added in this one. We'll be playing a Viper Strike Abyssal Cry Shadow. And here we pick our character and listen to what Dominus has to say.
You were born with quickness of body and sharpness of mind. How have you paid for these gifts? With innocent blood. Yours is a predatory profession. The business of butchering. You have stolen many a life to fill your purse. Now you will earn your redemption in Rayclast.
So redemption awaits us in Rayclast. The early game has been overhauled. There is a new tutorial in the game that is a little bit more in your face, but one of the upside is that we now actually get access to our very first support gem right here on the Twilight Strand.
Nothing like a brisk dip to start the day. Now where on God's arse am I?
So, move mouse left to talk to other characters. Mouse left to talk to non-player characters. It's again a tooltip that's hidden behind the webcam. And then, oh no, we attack the thingamajig.
Is it possible to murder someone who's already dead?
Press I to fill your inventory. Skill gems grant powerful skills when they are socketed in your weapons and armor. To socket the skill gem, first click it to pick it up, and then click on the socket of your weapon that has the same color. Place the gem in the socket which matches its color. So they are very on the nose with telling you exactly how things work, which from what I understand is actually required because some people didn't realize that support gems were a thing and that you could socket them into your items. So there's that. So we'll be playing a Viper Strike Abyssal Cry build. Abyssal Cry, of course, we don't get access to until we clear the Dried Lake in Act 4. So until then we're going to be playing with Viper Strike. Early on, Viper Strike is a single target skill until we get access to Melee Splash in the once we access the prison. So until then we'll just be using a fire trap to help us along for a little bit. Viper Strike got changed. It now only has a 60% chance to poison on hit, but luckily we now get lesser poison support, which adds the missing 40%, and this is also why we had a very convenient 2-link. So now I have again a 100% chance to poison, as well as a tiny smidge of extra chaos damage on hit. So our hits are now even more powerful. And from here on we can just basically ignore most things as normal, and Hillock is now guaranteed to give us enough XP to level 2. So once you leave the Twilight Strand you will always be at least level 2. And I don't think he's really gonna last much longer. Exactly.
It's nice not being dead yet.
Just have a quick look. Well, you gain a skill point when you leveled up. Click here or press P to use your skill point. And then they say just assign it to any glowing point. Luckily we do have a plan, so we are gonna go with the plan. And from here on we enter turn. This is technically my second character that I've created this beta. I did start another Shadow and played it through Act 1 until the Act 2 town, and then after the recording I realized my audio was messed up.
What you did to Hillock out there, Shadow. Your murderous art is the reason you're here, in exile, and it'll be the one thing that sees you through to another dawn. Lion Eye's watch isn't...
I already did a full lore stuff playthrough in the first time we went through, so I'm gonna skip most of those. But now we do have a little bit of currency and things lined up, and I think I got some older items in here still. So from time to time we might actually have a quick look at that. Pestle, Navali, some gems. So now we have Freezing Pulse, we have a Fire Trap, Lightning Tendrils, Ethereal Knives and Frost Blades. And it is actually Fire Trap that is has proven to be rather useful while leveling through the lower areas on your way to actually getting a decent area of effect attack. This is nice for the chrome, and this one's gonna be nice simply for having multiple green sockets. Put a fire trip in there. So Nessa will now sell a multitude of level 1 support gems, and some of them are old gems that got downgraded a bit. So we have a lesser poison, we have pierce, we have elemental proliferation, which before you actually had to wait until Act 4 to get. Arcane surge, which has a 30% chance to gain arcane surge when you use supported skills. Arcane surge grants 30% more spell damage, and it lasts for 4 seconds. So it's a chance to get a power up to all of your spells. So if you apply this on something that has a very short casting time, so you can cast it often to trigger the buff, then after that you can use the Arcane Surge to power your more powerful spells. So I think there's going to be interesting opportunities here. And we have Onslaught. Supporter skills have 25% chance to grant Onslaught for 8 seconds on dealing a killing blow. So Onslaught gives us faster movement and attack and cast speed. It's actually not that bad. I wonder if you can get Onslaught with Fire Trap. I hadn't tried that, but it actually seems to work. So that is gonna be very interesting. Also, might as well sell the hat to you, because we have a little bit of currency spent. Can we get some life rings? Nope, we cannot.
Farewell.
Okay. Probably should have emptied my pockets before, because we don't really have anything all that great here. So for now, we'll just move forward with our lives.
The furnace down at the slaughterhouse. Yes, that's what this place smells like.
Okay. Takes a little bit of getting used to. I mean, most of the time I don't play with a fire trap for simply murdering whatever is trying to murder me. And especially here you can see it's not actually doing all that much. It's decent for instigating group fights, and then you can just finish off with single hits. But fire trap really does need 1 or 2 upgrades to really get a little bit of its power going. Press tab to toggle the overlay map. So they keep just giving you little pokes, little hints of what you can do. Okay, you guys got a trap. It might very well be possible that the trap itself actually obtains the onslaught bonus, just simply due to it technically being a minion of sorts and not actually a spell. I'll just keep it going for a little bit. If we never ever get ourselves a onslaught buff, then well, we know why. So for me, this playthrough is going to be a little more rushed than most of them will be, and that's simply because I'm not here to enjoy the scenery in Acts 1 through 4. I'm going to be all about the new beta content.
I'm impressed by how much this place wants me dead.
So I just want to get to the new content as quickly as possible. So I'll be playing through the story. I'm skipping a lot of side areas and optional quests and things like that. And I'll do those in between. So something I do it in some series, but not in all. But no, in just this in this one already I'm using trying to use the fire trap a little bit to just kill packs and actually keep running rather than doing full clears. But no, there's not a lot of time in the beta. So I just try to get to the new good stuff as soon as possible to see what it is all like. Something I observed in the first run through of this area was that it seemed a little smaller than before. So I'm curious to see if that's gonna be my impression again here. And we found the dude. So a lot of angry cannibals here. As I say, a lot of them. Yeah, I don't think the onslaught bonus is really doing all that much here. I think we've got him whittled down enough to actually just start attacking here. Exactly. Hey. So there's that. Ooh, medium mana, that's not a bad thing to start with. Even got ourselves a portal so we can get out. We already had a sash. Scale armor we can sell. And we already have ourselves a helmet. Ooh, but a nail fist. We're gonna be playing with claws in this build. So that is something to have a look at. So, gonna have a look. They'll just combine onslaught and a viper strike, and for now we'll just keep the fire trap in here, and then apply lesser poison here. So viper strike is gonna be all buffed up and good to go. The build starts off a little bit slow, but we definitely become a lot faster and more effective in clearing content once we get melee splash. So I think we might as well just keep that one.
Be well.
Okay. Pestle, hello and a goodbye. And then it is time for the mudflats. Shabby Yoga, no, that's just a normal thing. So I'm still really enjoying the new minimap system though, because at this point we're kind of used to it. If you've been watching the first wave of the beta, and of course the new minimap is nothing new. If you're watching this not having seen any of the previous footage, then I do apologize in advance for taking a couple of the new things for granted, because well, I did a full playthrough already. So for me at this point it's not new anymore, but this is still just a very, very nice improvement over what we had before. And you can also just see quest objectives from a little bit further than normal, so it does help you in just clearing through some of the content. Okay. So level 4 area, I am level 4 with my character. That means I don't really need to focus on killing all that many foes here. Though if there's just this many of the chickens that want me dead, I might as well return the favor. Let's see, and chain belt helps us get us a little bit of energy shield, and I think that is probably going to be better than a small bonus to damage. 53 becomes 57. Cool. Because that 13 extra health this early on, it really helps, because we only have 105 life, and as a shadow it's gonna be level 7 or so where you actually get some extra skill points, or where you can actually start spending some skill points towards Blood Siphon, but you do have to get quite some extra damage points. So some coral rings to give you life, a crystal belt, not a crystal belt, the chain belt, or later on a leather belt. Those are the things that do help you just get a little bit more substance to yourself until you get it from other sources. And the energy shield on gear early on is rather pitiful, so it's not really gonna help. Whoa.
With every death, I live a little bit more.
Okay. Might as well equip power rings if we don't have anything better to equip. Mana is always useful, it helps us with our regen. Throwing some traps and then just more poison. Buckler. It's a nice thing that all the shields now actually seem to have new affixes that are slightly better. Oh, the evasion ones have movement. The previous spiky ones, they now have dodge on them rather than some physical damage retaliation, making the mechanic even more poorly supported than it was already. But they might keep it on some shields. I haven't seen all of the shields yet. And the tower shields actually get a little bit of life on them, which is also an interesting change. Okay, let's just run through a little bit. Yeah, just see if we can clear some of the larger packs and then just move forward. Okay, bridge leads us to the exit, which is in this case exactly what we want. Okay, just pick up the currency. Yes. And then move into a dead end. That is not really going to be all that helpful, right? If you move really quickly into the wrong direction. Okay. Over there we got our buddy Elrion. Oh, this is starting to become a really nice group of mobs that we're dealing with. I mean, we are currently dual wielding a claw and a dagger, so one of them actually gives us a little bit of life on hit, the other one does not. So we'll need to remedy that with the next claw that we see. Also, we had a little bit more energy shield from this one, so let's do it.
Any moment now.
And let's survive here for a minute. It's a massive amount of life regen from the consecrated ground, and it's 3 bundles of XP, which are always good. Coral Amulet, that's life recovery. It's also pretty nice this early. Loses little bits of its value once you have a couple hundred life, but which, let's say until the prison, it is actually pretty decent. My experience previously was that both Arion and Haku actually show their faces a lot more than they have in the past. At that point I was wondering whether it was simple luck or whether it was by a design. So that is something that we can actually, it's a theory I raised in
You restore
my first playthrough of this of Act, and now we can actually test it for a little bit. If we keep seeing them, and then that is proof of sorts. Nothing truly all that exciting. Let's move onwards to the exit. Okay. So we are level 6. It's a level 6 area, so that actually does match up. Ooh, that is a lovely little group. And here as well, and they're even blue. I don't have larger life flasks yet, that is a little bit problematic. Would I even have my... Oh wow, extra quicksilver. That is gonna make life very convenient. Also, a shark-tooth claw. Hey, that's a next level, isn't it? Because those blues are of course +1 compared to the area. But they're gonna help me sustain a little bit better. And that thing came right in time. Okay, so spend that one, get a little bit of attack speed, cast speed and some stats. Second Quicksilver helps us just run about, we don't need that dagger anymore. And then let's keep going. Okay. Okay, good. My life is still abysmal. Those things, those wretches, they actually can hurt quite a bit. Luckily it worked out in the end. Fire trap gained a level, that should help us with some more of its damage. Okay, and just level up everything and then take you out. And I keep going. Okay, another corner. Ugh, slow. Ah, coral ring. That is the one I want. Of course, every time we level, we do gain a little bit of life. Or, well, if we're not getting anything from the skill tree, then it's relatively a lot of life, of course. But I suspect that by the time we'll face down the Warden, we're gonna be running around with about 250 life. Doesn't seem too much of a stretch. I've not been picking up all that many items, so we're traveling relatively light. Helps a bit, but also haven't really found anything all that great either. Been mostly white mobs and yeah, their loot has been absent. But of course, running past more mobs than normal also means that I'm benefiting from less drops. So here, spike bundles now have a dodge chance rather than spikes. Okay, a little bonus to our life here, and that is where we're gonna get a little bit of health from, especially once we get a second coral ring, then we're gonna be in a relatively okay position. Okay, I don't like where all this damage is going. And of course the combination of some fire damage and poison damage definitely helps us out here. Coin and a bunch of other things. Like, let's ID some extra life on the hit as well as some accuracy, but we're lacking a green gem. You know what? I don't really care about that onslaught here anyway, so we might as well just put the fire trap in there. And now we have a chance to deal poison, and we get added chaos damage on the trap, so that's a fun little combo. And +1 and reduced flash charges used. Okay. So the lesser poison support gem actually allows you to do a little bit of poison damage with your fire trap, the initial explosion that is. Or at least some chaos damage, the poison kind of follows after that. Slowing down a little bit because of the armor, but yeah, having a little bit of extra health doesn't seem all a useful thing. And with double quicksilvers we can make up quite a bit for just a slight weighing down because of our armor. Okay, death wheels or dread wheels, they are new. Well, they were already here in beta 1, but they are new in the since 2.6. So for some of the new mobs, the question is if they're entirely done, or whether it's just the model that's in with some AI and movesets maybe copied from other characters, but that they still actually need to get their own unique abilities and their own unique AI. Something that's, especially once we get towards X6 and X7, that is going to be more of a question. And well, as per normal, we haven't gotten any patch notes on what's new in the beta. So it's a journey of discovery. The community on Reddit has figured out a couple of things already, so that was nice. There's also a list of changes over on PoE. They have a closed beta page. So if you want to know what is new and at least what the community has discovered, then there are different sources available, but especially this early on, information is still being compiled and verified. Okay, and you just get yourself a trap and then we murder you like that. Some gloves, and then that is that. Blood Drinker, nice, life on kill, as well as 230 lives in total. Better in every regard, I'd say yes please. Okay, and then let's blow all those up. Another shark tooth. Double check that if you already had a shark tooth, or just if you already had 2 of them, or just 1. 7 and I'm 9, so I'm already over leveled, so that means we can start running a little bit. It's a very hard impulse to resist, to just kill all of the enemies. Hello there, Fawn. You are really not doing all that much to me. And we do have dual shark tooths, but I do like the links better on this one. And do I care about the little bit of accuracy? I don't think I have to at this point. 88% chance to hit, yeah, doesn't really matter. We can probably get something better if we care. Or not, the gem sockets are probably going to be the more important bits. By the way, this gets us to the prison. Exactly.
Theopolis prison's a child's playhouse compared to this. They sure don't make them like they used to.
And this ought to give us a reward. That is gonna be void manipulation. And then we can purchase melee splash. Exactly. Range attack, blind. The added cold and added lightning gems have been buffed a bit as well. But in this case, let's see, we want Viper Strike, we want a lesser poison, then we want melee splash, and then we want Fire Trap. And that means we want green, red for our links. So let's see if there's a armor for sale. Also Bat Trap, Awful Storms, Riposte. Let's go with Riposte. It's okay to just have a little bit of a counterattack skill available to us. And we'll just sell the things we don't need anymore. This early on, obtaining decent links is tricky. Let's see, some bit of life and a good base, but there's no stats requirements, so rolling good links on this one, or the links we want on this one, is going to be as good as on any. Then we might as well just get ourselves a better body armor. Should we actually try to get ourselves a appropriate one, because this one does have stats requirements. Well, double green, then a single red. I think we should have some chromes available to see if we can do something with it. Wait, did I just actually reroll the one I needed? I think I did. Grr. I swear it rolled into blue green when we left, and then it was different when we came here. Oh, guess that happens sometimes. Yeah, there's no better way to obtain them yet. Is there anything with the weapons?
Still alive, are we?
Or do we just have to wing it for now? I mean, alternatively, we grab this one and then just have a lower chance to poison on it. Or these boots. Yeah, let's actually do that. We'll just let's see, a Viper Strike, melee splash, and then we'll just have the lesser poison on hit for later. And we might as well just link it with riposte, that has a chance to poison. And then of course we bring a fire trap along. Might as well level void manipulation, and then the onslaught goes into storage. So for this episode we'll keep running until we face down the Warden. Also at this point we actually get more life and strength from this belt that we got from the previous run, so let's go with that. Yeah, let's go with that. So yeah, for now we can just keep going. So let's do exactly that. Let's see, is this going to be towards the exit or towards the trial? Let's see. A Viper Strike, oh wow, side breath. That's minion focused. Okay, maybe that's the way the game's way of telling me that maybe I should also try a minion build this turn, this beta. Minions have been buffed after all. Hey, and there is Haku. No, we're talking about that before. They seem to show up a little bit more than normal. Though I did not notice him on the climb or on the ledge. Now, with having melee splash on your Viper Strike, it definitely helps you just with dealing with groups of enemies. And then suddenly the leveling process is a little bit easier, and the added value of the flame trap or the fire trap rapidly diminishes. I have to keep our eyes open for a 3-link red green, or green red actually. So it would be nice to get a 100% chance to poison back. Just throw some fire traps behind us and in front of us. Okay, ooh, another coral ring and a spirit, and no timer element, because this is after all very early on. Got 2 Quicksilver flasks, so we can just keep running probably for most of the way back. even just braving some of the fire traps that have been strewn about. Is this the exit? Yeah, this is the exit. Nice. As I said, I'll do the trials later on. For now, they're not that important to do.
I'm so
Level
good
10.
at this,
Yep.
I scare myself.
And that is 300 life. On our way to the Warden. So the combination of the life gain on hit from the claws, the AoE just hitting everything, and the poison just dealing with enemies after we have tapped them a couple times, does make for a nice, relatively survivable playthrough. You really start to feel relatively sturdy early on. So let's just bring those along. Looking for exit, this game is called. And the Necromancer is of course a little sturdier than his buddies. Of course, your Viper Strike is going to be melee range, and you can actually throw your flame traps. That helps you deal with the back line while you're facing down the front lines. And then there are the Warden's quarters. I did unfortunately
Exile here. A shame the Warden won't leave anything for me to examine.
drink all of my Quicksilver flasks, so I have to slow walk this a little bit. But again, that's not too much of a problem. Let's see in what kind of mood the Warden's gonna be today. Most of the time he's not really in a chatty kind of mode, he really just wants to get to action. And there we are. Okay. Single. Maybe I shouldn't have been standing inside of the inside of his traps for too long. La 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 la. Okay, once we got some add-ons, we actually have a bit of a better chance because we can simply gain some life from hitting him, and he goes
just
down.
needs more places to stick a blade.
And what he said. More places to stick a blade. Reduced amount recovered, so instant recovery, but it's only 37, so this is not actually an upgrade. That is unfortunate. No faster movement on the boots, that is also unfortunate, but given the fact that the other boots don't really offer us anything, it is actually a small upgrade. Okay, and with that, the waypoint in Prisoner's Gate has been unlocked. So, for here, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching this first episode. I'll see you again next time in the Prisoner's Gate on our way to Mervale. Bye bye.